listen to me and listen close. I'm gonna receive tons of pushback on this message that I'm trying to tell everybody. I don't make these videos ignorant of the fact that I understand that we are going through a digital transformation. We are in something known as the Great Reset, where things are going to be reset into a different format. These are also the reasons why I think that we're going through one of the greatest wealth transfers of all time. And a controversial take of mine that I have is that I believe that we are going to a two-class system. There's only going to be rich and poor. There is going to be no middle class. Now, a lot of people on the internet always say that, and they say it idly. The reason why I'm making this video is that you have to reach a point where you start believing your own conspiracies or the things that you believe is true. Now, you either can be a defeatist, somebody who already thinks that there's nothing you can do about it, right? And then if there's nothing you can do about it, you either ask for help, but I don't see why so many people have to be so negative about it, right? And let me get into the point I'm trying to make. It is time for you to get your affairs in order, meaning we are in the end game now. What is the guy from Marvel? Doctor something. It might not be Doctor the Mystic guy. I can't remember his name. But anyhow, we're in the end game now. And I just always like that quote from the movie. But we're in the end game, meaning that you can already see like prices of homes are people always talking about how unaffordable it is and talking about how high gas prices is thanks to a war. And gas prices were already high. They're just outrageous. And then you see how everything's getting more expensive. And what I mean by believe in your own eyes and ears, right? Shit's just getting more expensive. And the point that you need to realize is that it's time for you to start doing something about it. And you're not going to do it with voting. I'm sorry. Like, you don't have enough time to wait 2 or 3 years waiting for midterms to come and hopefully that it turns around. You have to see the way the game is being played now. And the way the game is being played is that it's every man and woman for themselves, right? And once you realize that it's everyone for themselves, and like you can be upset and wish that we can all hold hands and sing things together. But until that happens, you still have to be the person to attract that kind of energy, right? Nobody wants somebody who is lazy in their village, right? A defeatist in your village doesn't help. And reason why I say you need to get your affairs in order, right? I made a video talking about how it was a $28 lunch, and Mr. Wonderful was talking about people making $75K, $28 lunch. And what you're failing to, there was a guy who was completely like, you're punching down instead of up. Bro, I'm telling you that you shouldn't spend $28 on lunch. I'm not talking about, like, if you got $28 for lunch, you're good. And that's the point that I'm trying to drive home. Is that the internet allows for people to complain about things, even if it's off topic. It's like, bro, I'm not talking about the guy being a billionaire telling you not to buy a $28 lunch. I'm saying I'm not a billionaire, and I think buying $28 lunch is absolutely crazy, especially if you're on the internet complaining about money. I mean, this is rocket science. Like, you don't even need a financial advisor for that. I don't even understand how people can't even see the field that well. Like, how can you not see that you can't afford the lifestyle that you wish you had? And then you're so entitled to that you feel like you shouldn't have to make concessions to make sure your life is straight, right? And I get it. Everybody wants to live in the gated community with the HOA. So smart people do not, right? Everybody wants the white picket fence, the American dream, yada, 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 right? But that comes with a cost. And people are always trying to blame boomers. Like, and we're doing this generational blaming thing, and it comes from always. Boomers blame millennials, think millennials soft. Millennials blame boomers for the economy, and it goes back and forth. But at the end of the day, pointing the blame has not changed shit. What are you going to get? You think that a boomer who you believe is financially set gives a shit about you, especially if you're always talking about it? Like, this is the part that I'm trying to tell you, is that you have to take matters into your own hands and start doing the things that you know is necessary. You need to get your credit fixed. You need to start working on an emergency savings fund. If you are working at a place and you think not even just AI is going to take your job, just a layoff in general, so maybe they can purchase some of the compute for AI, like, you need to start getting ahead of things. And then what can I do? Start looking at the things that is applicable to it. Start looking into data analytics. Go on to Google. Get a certification from Google. I don't know how your job works. And then, but some of you guys aren't even trying. You're just saying that my job doesn't allow for that. And the reason why I know that is bullshit, right, is because I worked at Sam's Club. And I always tell this story. And I used to go to this break room all the time. And then people used to doom scroll and then get on the things and then watch the TV, sit down, eat their snack, go to work. Fine, and chop wood, carry water. I'm not hating on that. What I'm hating on, though, is people who are asleep at the wheel, right? And while I was in the break room, I was looking at the bulletin board with all these memos they had on it, right? And then that's when I learned that Walmart, even though it was Sam's Club is owned by Walmart, for those of you who don't know, that you can get paid for, like, you not get paid. They would take $20 out your paycheck bi-weekly, right? So it's like $40 a month, and you can go to school. And I found out that you can make $110,000 being employed by the company, because here's the part. They were telling you what they wanted you to go to school for. They were going to pay for you to go, right? And they were going to pay for you to go. Then they were going to hire you within the company because you're an asset to the company, right? And you didn't have to take the job there. You could have took it anywhere else. And then I went online and saw that they were hiring for $110,000 for software development because they were pushing the app at Sam's Club heavy. If you go into Sam's Club now, they have the app. And then I was making videos talking about how, like, the technology is coming. I was telling my supervisor that the iPad was going to replace him. He doesn't work there anymore for whatever reason. I don't know, right? But they got the iPad, less staff, right? The point that I'm making is that there was people who were working there for 30 years. Not only that, they had this computer that you can go in and get forklift certified, and you had to be clocked in order to take the test. So even if your supervisor came and gave you shit, you could see that you were logged in, and the store manager had no problem with it. How do I know this? Because I did it. Many of you are people who don't want to fuck around and find out. Go look and see something. You're too busy policing yourself, and then I see on the internet that many of you are policing other people to your scary ass way of life. And then the thing is like, this isn't about being tough. This believes like you don't have no options. And the thing is, you keep stacking. Not money, stacking credentials. Oh, college is scam. The degree means nothing. And no, your degree means nothing because you had no direction on why you were going for school. And that's partly on them. That's not on you solely, but everybody likes to blame the schooling and stuff like that. But the point that I'm making is that there's opportunities everywhere. And the people at Sam's Club, they were like, I don't have time to do that. It's like, bro, it's 15. You get a 15-minute break. You're smoking cigarettes. I was doing that. And then I was like, and that's how I figured it out. And then I started a side hustle. I got hired at $11 an hour. I went from making like $110, $120, like $1,000 a year because I started working there because I needed to get out of the bar and restaurant industry and car sales. And then I went from $11 an hour, right? $18, $19. And then I was making money on the side too. I was teaching Pilates on the side. I was doing everything I could to make money, everything. It wasn't just like, oh yeah, just put some money in and then I got out. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys, is that we're going into a time where you guys need to get out this thing where you guys are always blaming the internet, blaming the higher ups and things like that. A lot of it's on you too. I'm not saying that the system isn't designed to work against you, but most of you guys spend more time bitching than actually finding solutions. And that's the reason why nobody really wants to rock with you. You know what I mean? And then so like at the end of the day, you have to start understanding that you are somebody, right? Who you are a beautiful soul. Even if you might get crazy on me in the comments and stuff like that, right? You're still a capable human. And I still believe that, right? I actually believe even people on the spectrum are some of the most beautiful minds in the world. You just have to find the thing that makes them click, and then they'll be the best in the world at it, right? And that's something I truly believe. And the one thing that I want you guys to take from this, because I'm going to have to go into where I'm at now, and I just wanted to make this quick video, is that you need to start getting your credit fixed, right? And then, didn't get it, it didn't work right, try again, right? Or start paying those bills back. Use ChatGPT, use AI, how to fix your credit, right? You could actually use AI as a tool and resource. And I know many of you are going to be like, oh, the water. I want you to know this. Even if that is true, you need money to pay for the water you have right now. Like, You worried about data centers drinking your water. AI is going to take away your access to the subscription model of water that you have right now. And that's why you have to focus on one, or you have to go boots to the ground, get off the grid, right? And like, you have to go out in the streets and be the embodiment that you wish to see, and then get a culture of people around you to see if you want to make an impact, right? And I'm telling you that if you guys do that, the possibilities are endless. Because guys, like I said, we are in the end game now. It's time to do less about bitching, more about finding solutions. And the solutions is I don't know, like, I don't even know if DoorDash and Uber is a good idea with the price of gas, right? But there's a lot of things you can do, and maybe I'll start making content about things you could do. And if that's something that you guys like, let me know, because there's tons of things you can do. Facebook Marketplace is a gold mine, right? There's this guy on TikTok, I think his name's Jeffrey Gray or something like that. And he just makes content about flipping couches and then hustling, right? And I rock with that dude because I'm somebody who made a ton of money off Facebook Marketplace. I had a whole business model that I was going to use Facebook Marketplace and buy, like, I had a storage unit, right? And so I was using my storage unit to find stuff and fix stuff up, right? So I was paying like $400 a month. I'll get into that later, guys, because that's going to be a whole nother story. If you'd like to hear the story about that, let me know in the comments. But guys, I'm still on this journey to 100,000 subscribers, and I'm going to do that by telling you guys and guiding you through this digital transformation that we're going through. You're going to need to make money because there's only going to be a two-class system. I believe that. This is not doom and gloom. There's actually stuff you can do. You just have to be more optimistic than pessimistic, guys. And hope to see you guys on the next one.